Hey guys. All right, here we are in our Tribe of Excellence Facebook community, or perhaps we are in YouTube, whichever path you are coming along here. So this is Dawn Reby. Welcome. Oh my gosh, it's 2022. Let's kind of straighten this out a tad. There we go. Hopefully nothing falls. I think we're pretty good. Let me know if you can hear me chiming on in here. We are doing a lot of finagling. All right. Here we go. We're here. Hello. I see that Caroline is here. Michelle is here. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to 2022 with our Tribe of Excellence Facebook community. Welcome to 2022 with our Excellence in Analytics community, our EIA consulting community. So we are here today, our very first session in 2022, and this is all about restoring, right? Restoration. This is all about day one of restoration, silence. So we are going to get into some really great ways that we can start off 2022 with a bang. Really dive into it with the right mindset, with the right tools, with all the things that are going to set us up for success for the entire year. Hello, Erica. Let me know what part of the country you are chiming in from and the weather, because the weather here is 34, which is pretty good because it was 1 degree this morning. Steve is a balmy 23 degrees. Oh gosh, yes. Listen. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. Hello, Renee. Renee's chiming in. So glad to see you here. All right. So let's see. Michelle, yes, I see you here. Fantastic. As you are chiming on in, let us know what part of the country you are from. Whether you're here live or listening to the replay, I encourage you to dive on in here. 29 degrees for you, Erica. Yes, it's a little chilly out. It's a little chilly out. So here we are diving into 2022 and we're going to set it up right. This is about resting, renewing, restoring. Because when we go all of the time, we're really not giving ourselves the tools that we need to be extremely successful. Instead, we're running ourselves ragged and not really paying attention to our seasons. Our body has seasons, right? And so just as the regular seasons exist here in the Northeast, we have fall, right? We have winter, where it's really a resting time for the plants outside. It's cold, right? As it is, Caroline's 42 degrees in Pennsylvania, 60 degrees for Michelle in Texas. As the seasons change, right? There's still life happening when we're restoring. So right now in the Northeast, we have ice happening, we have snow, but underneath, we have so much going on inside. So although there's silence and quiet, there's incredible restoration, incredible regeneration happening. And it's the same with us in our lives. When we are continuously in this cycle, right, we don't give ourselves the ability to really recover and restore. So what we're going to be doing this month, in the month of January, is recovering, restoring, showing up here to fill your cup, to get your mindset straight, to feel the energy that's here on the live or on the replay, and really set yourself up for success for 2022 and beyond. So the first part of all of this I'd like to talk to you about is what messages are we sending our subconscious mind? Are we telling ourselves, no, I must push forward? Are we telling ourselves stories that don't exist? Are we telling ourselves to do certain things because it's the way that it's always been? Right? What are we telling ourselves in this time? And I got to tell you, I've been off for a couple weeks, as you guys know, and man, I was able to really sit and just think about what I wanted to do in 2022 with this company here, with our team members, with our clients, really thinking about how we can serve them best. And it was in that silence that so much growth for me occurred, right? And so when I felt like I wasn't doing anything, in fact, some of the greatest adventures and ideas were being born in that restoration. So what are the messages you are telling yourself right now? Is someone expecting an end of year report from you and you're just hustling and rushing and pushing to get it done when your body might be feeling like, I need some restoration, right? I need to restore? Is your body telling you that you just need to pause a little bit, but the rest of the world is telling you no, go, go, go? You gotta listen to your body. And so today we're talking all about listening and being silent, okay, as part of your restoration. So we got just a few minutes here. We're gonna be together for the next 15 or so, 20 minutes, and we're gonna talk about how effective leaders and professionals get so much more done with so much more ease when applying some basic principles, right? So the messages that we tell our subconscious, or the stories that we tell ourselves, are often in our heads. Why do we feel like we need to go, 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 right? Is that our value? Is that our worth? Are people depending on us? Are we pretending that people are depending on us? Like what is it that's pushing us? Is it our perfectionism? Is it our addiction to stress? We are going to talk about all kinds of fun things this year that might really turn some clues in on you that say, hey, am I addicted to stress? Am I addicted to going, going, going? What am I without the stress, right? So the question really is what do you want in 2022 and beyond? Your reality has been a certain way, right? Your current reality has been a certain way. Maybe your reality has been this stressed ball, right? Maybe your reality has been reacting and doing what everyone else wants to do. And maybe you don't have the money that you want to have. Maybe you don't have the time that you want to have. Maybe you're really sick of the people around you, but you have to keep on showing up is what you think, right? So think about what is your current reality? And what do you want your preferred reality? What is your preferred reality, right? Yeah, go ahead. What's your current reality that you want out in 2022? Go ahead and put it in the chat right now, whether you're listening live or to the replay. Do you want to get rid of your fears around moving forward in something big in your life that you've been putting the pause button on, right? What is it that you want to really put out, right? For me, it's, I continuously work on this abundant mindset, right? Sometimes I get fearful when things are not flowing the way that I want them to flow. And then I kind of act in a desperate way, right? I had in my past. And for me, I really focused a lot on recognizing where that came from and really being able to think more clearly with a mindset of abundance, right? So what do you want your 2022 to look like? Do you want it filled with a ton of joy? Do you want your financial plan to be on track? Do you want to leave your current role so badly? Or do you want to make your current role so much more better? Do you want to equip yourself with the tools you need to succeed? So what is it? What's your preferred reality? What do you want your 2022 to look like? Because here's the thing, guys. We get to decide what our lives look like. And if you haven't made that decision, if you haven't created the clarity for yourself around what you want in 2022, I'm going to give you the tools on exactly how to do that right now. Okay? So, one of the things that I want to share with you is that you can create your own reality. If you can imagine it, you can create it. I worked at a police agency, a 7 to 3 for 15, 20 years, I don't know, forever, right? Like I worked at a police agency and I had the government mindset of showing up at 7 a.m. and leaving at 3 p.m. or overtime if they needed me, right? I was salary, so there was no paid overtime, but you get the idea, right? I had that mentality of, just going in and I would pick my daughter up at night and, try to fit everything in, right? And so, it is possible to shift those thinking, that idea. It is possible to design your life exactly the way that you want it to be. It is possible to think outside of conventional thinking norms, right? Let's face it, guys. We have COVID almost 2 years in our face right now. And it is shifting our mindset. And I'm hoping that it's shifting yours too into one that really says life is too freaking short. Life is too short, and I'm going to go and design the life that I want to live right now. Okay? So is that happening for anyone here? Is that happening for you folks where you're just like, Maybe you've been working from home and you've discovered that you love it, or maybe you've been working from home and you've discovered that you really want the interaction with other people. Maybe you are sick right now. Maybe you're sick right now and you're like, oh my gosh, what would happen if I was in the hospital? Maybe you know someone in your family who has been very, very ill, or maybe even passed away, and you're thinking to yourself, COVID kind of gave me the wake up call that I needed. And I'm ready now to just design my life exactly the way that I want it to look. Where do you want to be this time next year in 2023? Because I bet you last year this time you were like, oh, you had a couple things that you wanted to do, but you know, where are you? Are you exactly where you were a year ago? Have you plugged away at your goals? Have you reached your preferred lifestyle? Right? I think about where I was, and you know, I'm thinking so far outside the box relative to what my preferred reality was. I want to go on a lot of trips. I want to be upside down on a paddleboard. I want to spend more time with my family, with my daughter. I want to have deep relationships. A year ago at this time, I wanted to find love, right? And so, you know, thinking about love outside of myself, I should say, because I already learned at that point to love myself. So, you know, really, what is your preferred reality? Do you want to love yourself beyond what you do right now? Do you want to feel so confident in who you are that you bring that much more to the people in your lives? Like, what is your preferred reality? So, you know, there's a couple of things that need to really be mentioned here, is that you can design it. And if your life isn't what you want it to be, it's because you're designing it that way. You get to choose what you want your life to look like. And there's a couple different ways that you can do it. We're going to give you some tools today to design it exactly the way that you want. And the first tool, I will say, we are starting our strategic planning session. Winning the lottery is Erica's preferred reality. And here's the thing, Erica, yeah, winning the lottery. What about if you could generate that income yourself? What about if you can generate the income that's going to free up your time to do the things that you want to do? And that would be an ease and flow of income for you, right? And that actually is going to bring me right into what we're talking about in our RG group. So we have our coaching programs, right? So we have our RG and our RG leaders. And so everyone gets together every Wednesday around wellness. And they also get all of the stuff that you all get for a paid price. They get all of that stuff for free. But I know several of you have signed up for strategic planning sessions. They start tonight. And tonight is talking about the money. So we're going to break down what you want your money to look like, what you want your money to feel like, what would be a comfortable number for you. What number do you want to retire with? What does all of that look like? So we're talking about that in our strategic planning session tonight. So that's available for anyone here. Anyone here can sign up for strategic planning. It's right on our website. Maybe Caroline or some other folks who are here today can just grab it and pop it in. You know, the planning session happens tonight, because if you don't know where you're going, if you're not pointed in the right direction, then how the heck are you going to get there, right? So that's one thing that we are doing that is available to you. And there's a couple of recordings in there. There's some worksheets in there. And then we have the live sessions that accompany that. We have 4 live sessions that accompany that. Yeah, so the strategic planning session is going to get you set up for success with leadership of self as the key component to it all. All right. So that's the first thing. You know, the second thing is we have a new tool for you, and this one's free, and it's called Mastering a Holistic Wellness Routine, right? Yeah, Caroline, the strategic series is amazing. Thank you for that, Caroline. And if anyone wants to post the link so folks can go and sign up for that, it's happening tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if it's past tonight, which is January 12th, and you're looking at this and you're like, oh shoot, I missed it, it's okay. We're going to put the recordings in the strategic planning listing, so you can have access to all of that. All right. So go ahead and drop a link in there so folks know about that strategic planning session and can sign up for that. The second thing is Mastering a Holistic Wellness Routine. That is a free tool for you to just jumpstart 2022 with routines and habits that are all about you. It's a free printout. It's a little download, and then you get a couple of videos You get a couple of videos that are going to serve you in designing some holistic wellness strategies. So that means mindfulness, that means good eating, that means, you know, some of the other holistic wellness pieces that we talk about here. It's all bundled into one little tool, and it's free. It's called Mastering a Holistic Wellness Routine. If you go to dawnreby.podia.com, you can find that holistic wellness download there for free. So make sure you grab that. That's a great, beautiful tool that you can print out, or if you want to save the trees, you can have it on your computer and just kind of walk your way through it. That's a really wonderful tool to really start a practice. Start 2022 off right. And if you're mid-year, like, it's okay. That mastering a holistic wellness routine will be wonderful for you. So, you know, what is this holistic routine all about? Why do we want a holistic routine? We want to become more, we want to really become more so we can achieve more with less effort, right? So sometimes we think we have to do more. Sometimes we think we have to do more to achieve more. Yes, Steve, we have a ton of new materials. So excited. Meditation series coming out, all kinds of great things coming out. I cannot wait for you guys to see what we've been brewing. But let me get back to this. A lot of times people think that you need to do more, right, to achieve more. And that's fallacy, right? That's not true. We need to be better. We need to be our best selves in order to achieve more with less effort. I'm going to say that again. We need to be our best selves. We need to be our best selves in order to achieve more with less effort. But if we're not working on our best selves, if we're not showing up as our best selves, then we're missing the boat. Then we're working over and pushing and wanting to do more and do more. But we got it backwards. We need to be more in order to do less and achieve better results. Be our best selves in order to do less but achieve those really great results, okay? So that's what this holistic wellness piece is really focusing on, is your being. It's not focusing on doing. It's focusing on the things that you can become to really be your best self and present your best self so that you can create your best life, okay? So it's not about doing anything more. It's about being your best self. So that's really the key to much of this. Let me just get my notes that I dropped down here. And so, you know, you want to be able to optimize yourself. You want to really truly be able to optimize yourself. And there's one last way that I'm going to share with you to do it. So you got some free downloads for yourself. You got the strategic planning. Get involved in that. I will be there group coaching the entire group. So if you have something specific you want to bring to the table, that's what you can do on that day, which is tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, right? So the last thing you can do as a leader to really set yourself up for success, and this is gonna be interesting for you, right? You're gonna be like, what, Dawn? Is you can ready for this? Get silent. Get silent, right? The key to starting all of this, the key to showing up as your best self, is to get silent. When you get silent, you become a better you. Steve says, be our best selves to achieve more. Work harder to get ahead is a fallacy. Exactly. Instead of working harder on the thing, transition that and work on you showing up as your best self. And what that means is, it might mean for you getting a coach. It might mean for you focusing on the key things that you need to improve to show up as your best self. That might mean more restoration for you. That might mean listening to your intuition, right? That might mean for you, and I hope it means for everybody here, getting quiet. When we have silence, when we create margin, when we have regular, quiet, meditative silence in our life, that's when the best ideas come to us. That's when the pause creates our results, right? So that's when working on us, working on ourselves to show up as our best selves creates the results that we're working on. So stop doing the things, rest and restore, right? And show up as your best self. Get quiet. And so I actually did this the other day. I rented a place in Massachusetts, and for any of you who live close to Massachusetts, it was amazing and super reasonable. And I rented a place, it was like a little house, like a side of a house, like an in-law, I should say, house, and it was very spa-like, and there was a sauna outdoors in the winter, right, with the snow, and there was a hot tub, and there was winter hiking and meditation and quiet. There was a biomat. It's like a $1,500 mat that you sit on that reduces your inflammation. And so I sat here, and it also came with Reiki, which is some healing energy. So I don't quite understand all the details of Reiki, but what I can tell you is that I got quiet. I got still. And so many wonderful ideas came to me. Wonderful ideas about where I want to lead myself and my team into 2022 and what person I want to be in 2022. Yes, Steve and Michelle, it was amazing. When we become quiet, when we build in restoration to our day, and it has to be consistent. It can't just be like once a month you get away, right? You got to build in these pockets of margin. Great leaders do it. I actually went and researched Oprah, Clint Eastwood, Russell Simmons, Angelina Jolie, like all millionaires. Like if you look up millionaire mindset, if you look up anything around high level achievers, successful people, right? The reality is they all have a silence restoration routine. All of them do. And I can tell you for myself, how I became successful, when I became more successful, right, was when I created pause. And that's why all of our platforms in our coaching programs focus on how to do that successfully, how to be a leader of self successfully. I had a couple of coaching calls today, and both of the coaching calls, folks said, I want to show up every Wednesday as my self-care protocol. Wednesday is our Wellness Wednesday nights, right, for our leaders and team members. They both said, I want to show up every Wednesday because I want like a touch point, an accountability point to come back to wellness every single week. And that's their restoration. How flippin' beautiful, right? That our team can provide that place, that space, that energy to do that. So, what your restoration can be for you can also be those Wednesday sessions. And you can start with the strategic planning piece. You can download some of the great tools that we have on dawnreby.podia.com. You can hire our team to help you through all of this, or you can simply get quiet today. Build into your plan. Build silence into your day. This is how leaders succeed. I am giving you the tools, right? So those two clients who said, that I worked with today, who said that they're going to come to every Wednesday session because they recognize that even when they don't always feel like coming, they recognize the filling of the cup that happens when they have a team of people who are surrounding them and rising them, right? And the one-on-one work we do keeps them accountable to that, right? I actually have my own coach who keeps me accountable to some of the restoration, because I'm guilty sometimes. I'm guilty of overworking sometimes. Are you? Is anyone here guilty of overworking sometimes? I'm guilty of it. I have an idea and energy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to just totally go with this. And then I find, 4 hours have gone by, and I'm like, oh my Lord, just one more minute. And I get caught in that cycle, right? I get caught in my cycle. And so I have my own coach that ensures that I'm doing this. And I built the program so that I ensure that I'm doing this too. And all of our team members, all of our staff members are insured to get leadership of self and to get this restoration and recovery. So your job today is take a look at dawnreby.podia.com. I know Caroline plugged in the link over there. So take a look at that. Identify a couple of the tools, whether they're free or a couple of dollars. Identify a couple of the tools that you can start to implement today. And number one thing that you can do, build into your schedule margin, pause, silence. Maybe for you, it's first thing in the morning. That's really what it is for me. First thing in the morning, where I wake up, the house is quiet. Have my tea, my matcha tea infused with chaga, which I'll get all into at some point with y'all, about optimizing the body, right? And I sit in this kind of silent state with a candle lit, right? A toxin-free candle. If you don't know where to find those, go to Andrew Butts. He sells some great candles that are toxin-free and smell great. I use, I love some Ayurveda oils. This, I kind of just sit in silence. I also love essential oils, and all of these links are right in excellenceinanalytics.com under resources, so you can go get some of these things. But I just sit silently. I breathe the deepest I've breathed that day, and I sit silently for just 5 minutes, and I think about, what does my what's my body feel like today? What's my intuition feel like today? I ask myself some really solid questions about what I'm going to do for the day. How am I going to restore? Where am I going to insert those pockets? How is that going to feel? Is that going to be enough? If not, what else do I need to do, right? Creating that silence. Then every Sunday, I set aside time where I am silent, where I'm thinking, where I'm just being, maybe sitting on that biomat, or receiving some Reiki, and just sitting there, or maybe just sitting there with some sense and being silent. When you are silent, you are creating your best self. That's one of the ways to create your best self, so that you can show up as your best self, doing less with bigger results. All right. So today, really the idea for you, and if this is resonating with you, I know a bunch of you are chiming in the comments right now. If this is resonating with you, dive in. 2022 is here. Dive in. Click on the links that we're providing for you. Click on our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube. Click on those links. Be restored. Be restored on a regular basis. Reach out to myself, to one of our team members, and we will help support you as you jumpstart your year. And if you haven't already, register for strategic planning. Also download that free holistic guide, and take a peek around the site and see what other resources could really be helpful for you right now to restore. All right. So I can't even tell you enough how much more success I have when my life is more quiet, when I have pockets of silence and pockets of quiet. So build it in. You will not regret it. Oprah doesn't regret it. Tony Robbins doesn't regret it. Some of the greatest leaders in our world don't regret it. And you could create more success with ease if you build this into. Thank you, Michelle, for popping in the YouTube channel. There's all kinds of letters happening there. If you go to playlists, you will see, we have it bulked into different playlists. I think that's what Michelle is posting there. So plug it in and get connected, and take 2020 on. Take 2022 on. This is your year. You get to decide what it looks like. And I hope that you decide that you want happiness, joy, success, excellence in your work and in your home environment. And we're here to support you every single flippin' step of the way. So go get it. We're here for you. We enjoy you. And we'll see you here back here next week with Jason Mohammed, who'll be talking with us about leadership development. He has some really great tools for all of you. So join us here next week, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. All right. We'll see you guys soon. Bye now.